Here down in Mobile with NFL Network's Ian Rapoport. Ian, what are your impressions of this Jets coaching staff? They're starting their second year, but they're taking advantage of their opportunity with some college prospects out here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the coolest thing. It really is. And, it's Salah's out here, coaching, but obviously it's a little different because some of the assistants get elevated roles and Saleh gets to really hang out and kind of take it all in. But it has been fascinating to me talking to some of these coaches about how actually valuable this is. Like for the position coaches who get elevated, like it's not just how to speak to bigger groups, it's also like how do I trust someone else to handle my position group, knowing that I would kind of do it this way and he's doing it a different way, but I'm running this now. And it's all the things that like Saleh had to adjust to last year going from coordinator to head coach. I mean, these are like really valuable lessons. So I think that's pretty cool. And, the other thing I know about Saleh is he likes his relationships. He cares about players, and the ability to float around and really get to know some of these guys is an incredible thing. I have no idea who the Jets are going to draft, but I will bet you that there will be some fourth or fifth rounder who they coached here, who like they know a little bit more about than other people do, and that guy will land on the roster next year. Like these are the fun things that happen here.
Speaking of relationships, what do you think about the alignment between Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas?
Seems to be in a really good place. You can sort of tell a little bit because you can hear the coach talk about the principles, and then the GM will take a player that doesn't fit them, and you're like, okay, like I get it, but maybe they're not on the same page. Like I don't really sense that here. I think with the Jets, like they're, feels to me like year 2 in the rebuild. I know it's year 1 for Sala, but it feels like year 2 in the rebuild, and I guess it feels like they're through year 2 in the rebuild, I should say. They're in a good place. It feels like a team that should be making a jump. And, I would also say, as far as the players go, I mean, still need to get some talent here. It's a big draft, obviously, for them. But you started to see a little bit of the strides late, especially with Zach, where you're like, okay, I can see the vision for what these guys are doing.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about Zach. We expected bumps along the way, and he certainly had plenty of those. But what did you think of the way he finished the season?
It was impressive and it was instructive because, he started out rough and, I would get texts or calls from coordinators around the league like, man, I thought this guy would be better. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. And then he basically took a break, injured, but basically took a break. And it's incredible how helpful that is to just like take a deep breath, take stock, learn, understand like what's happening around you, like get your feet under you. And then when he came back, he was much better. And you could see, like, this is the guy they drafted. It wasn't just like, there's some throws he made where you're like, okay. And then a couple runs where you're like, all right, this guy's got it. But it's also like managing the game, decisions, ease, not being tense, like all those sort of intangibles that are important for a quarterback. Like you could start to see it by the end of the year. I think around the league, the thoughts on him, there's a lot of optimism regarding, I think, what he's going to be.
If you're a Jets fan, how encouraged are you by what Douglas did last year in the draft? We talked about Zach Wilson, but Elijah Vera-Tucker, Elijah Moore, Michael Carter, 4th round. He was actually playing out here in Mobile. And then a lot of value with those defensive players on the 3rd day.
Yeah, I mean, I by all, if the quarterback works, which it looks like he's going to, then this is going to be a great draft. If the quarterback doesn't, then it'll be a good draft. But, Vera-Tucker was a curiosity to me because I started hearing so much buzz about him. And rarely do you hear buzz about like a guard/tackle, like kind of versatile offensive lineman going in the, in the teens, like that's it. But last year, like everybody fell in love with him. So when the Jets traded up, I was like, it's got to be for him. Like who else could it be? And I think they really took advantage of that, seized on a moment, got a really good player, and then Elijah Moore. I mean, I was here in camp, and I think I was here the 2nd or 3rd day, and you could already tell like he was really good and promising, and just like, and it's not just yes, he was a good player, but like carries himself well, great in the locker room. Like these are the kinds of things as you build, like these are really important.
Great catching up as always. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely, man. Good talking to you.